And we are back. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Beyond the 90. We've got a very special video for you today going over Stephy Mavididi. I keep getting the name wrong because I keep saying Ndidi and Madi Vidua. All of them keep smushing in my mind. Anyway, we're going to go through an introduction to who he is, his time at Montpellier. Also, we're going to look at his player information, his playing style, how he's going to fit in a Maresca system. We're going to compare him to Harvey Barnes as well. So we've got loads of detail in terms of this full analysis. Make sure you drop like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's get straight into it. So what do we know about him at the moment? This is the main thing we're looking at. So his main position is going to be on this left wing. This is where, again, a Harvey Barnes replacement potentially looks like as well. We'll show you some of the clips of him playing as well and how he plays. Bearing in mind, highlight reel looks impressive. Everybody looks impressive on a highlight reel. But he plays his main left wing position. Second striker, centre forward, it's mostly that left wing position he's played. Now, he plays on this right-hand side with right-footed, but he plays on the left. It's a player that Harvey Barnes used to be, I think, left-footed, but the other wing. We'll show you the different types. We'll compare both of them in a second. But overall, it's kind of what we kind of need in the formation. So a little bit about him, 25 years old, but also just looking at this, he's in Ligue 1. He's got 115 appearances, 26 goals and 6 assists. Now, what's surprising for me is for a winger, they should have kind of more assists than goals, which again, the six assists is not, 115 appearances isn't a lot, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe that's going to adapt coming into it, but I think that, again, trust Maresca for this one. But statistics wise, it's not a Daka before Daka came into the team. But bearing in mind we are in the Championship, I'm going to show you how this fits in terms of the formation, how it would work for Leicester City. So I'm going to show you that formation a little bit later. Got a bit carried away. For this one, we're going to look at this, which is the formation. This is the average heat map at the moment. So we can see there's a lot almost in like a left back role centrally, but he operates mostly on that left-hand side, potentially cutting in towards the end as well. And again, it's a player that if we're looking for an out-and-out left wing, that's where he's going to probably play. We were okay for left backs. We're okay for centre midfielders. Left wing is where we need somebody, especially after Harvey Barnes has confirmed his move to Newcastle. This is kind of where he operates on this left-hand side there. Just want to say, stole this from Glenn. So again, thanks to Glenn. His link will be in the description. Glenn the Foxile on Twitter. So thanks for bringing this to my attention as well. So now we're going to show you a couple of clips on what he's been like in Montpellier. Again, it is taken from a compilation, but just to show you in what ways that he works and how he's played beforehand. I'll leave this down below, but I'll just play it for you. So we can see here, just from the formation, again, he's on one-on-one with the person, goes past him, got legs, looks like he's got some skill with him as well, taking a player and go past him. Granted, it is in the French league, and it's not the same as the Championship, but still shows you as well. And this is the clip that I really want to show you. Getting on the left-hand side, kind of like Harvey Barnes does, but instead of where it would be, where Harvey Barnes would try and take a man on, push the defender back, he takes him one-on-one, a little bit of skill, and he's passed him around. Then he uses pace to get away from people. Now, this is something that we're gonna look at as well. That's kind of where he's going to be needed for Leicester City as well. His creativity, his ability to drive into the box and potentially get a crossover is where we need him the most. So how does he fit? How does he compare to Harvey Barnes? Let's look at that now. So if we're looking at this, again, this is something I took from Glenn from X Value as well. So again, comparing both of the strikers, of both the wingers, you can see that physicality, again, Steffi is more, but in pretty much everything, they're relatively similar scores. However, I would say that Mavididi is still a player that's up and coming. Barnes has more attacking, more vision, more dribbling, but in terms of heading ability, it's not what we need him for. The physicality side where actually Mavididi was ahead. Now, there's still time. I think they're both around the same age, about 24, 25 years old in this one. So, but in terms of goals and assists and things, it looks like Harvey Barnes is clear. But again, it's a good formation. It's a good comparison to look at. And it shows you that for 6 million, so 6 to 10 million that it looks like we're getting quite a decent player for that as well. So you look at some of the players that they're compared with, and it's not really that great. And then Vlasic, from Torino, you've got Richarlison, again a £50 million player, Anthony Martial, and then it kind of falls off towards Gambarini, McGoldrick, King, Wabi Kazri. This seems like a kind of signing for the Championship. Maybe this is the kind of person that can kick a lot of these players, again, with similar kind of ages, but they're a little bit more ahead. Like Barini is kind of again past his peak of his career. So we're looking at it that way, going, okay, it's not an ideal signing. It's not somebody that's gonna. It's not like a Connor Cody or a Harry Winks. But I've got a feeling that Enzo's got a plan for him. But it's still a comparison that, again, it's good considering it's only going to be a £6 million buy. I keep saying 6. It's probably like 7.5, and it's probably going to go up to about 8 or 9, I think, in total. Don't know why I keep saying 6. It's a 6, I think, is the one from the transfer market. Anyway, that's some of the statistics around him. Now let me show you a couple of formations and how I think that he will fit in to an Enzo team, as we've not seen yet. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the Leicester City lineup against Northampton, when Leicester City were playing away. This was from the official screenshot from the Leicester City website, YouTube channel, where it was streamed. So we can see here, if we're playing a 3-5-2, again, Enzo doesn't like to have different formations. The 3-5-2, we're going to look, Marcel Mavididi would play in this position. Now, this is where I think that he would play as well. Mavididi in a similar position, creating that space, potentially as a second striker as well. He's been really good in pre-season, but I think the competition for him will be in that position, with Mavididi in that position. You've got Castagna and obviously Pereira coming in. Mavididi will, instead of being out on his wing, it will be coming more inside. Again, you've got the likes probably Christensen on that left hand side, playing a little bit deeper as well. And so I think that's how he will fit in terms of coming as the number 10, or like out on the wing and then drifting inwards, getting beating up players and then getting a shot on target. So we know that Enzo likes to be a bit more flexible. So I'll show you another 4-3-3 as well. You've got, again, Doyle, so the back fours. You've got Harry Winks and Chowdhury, who's actually made captain against Port FC, which is interesting. And then on this side here, we can see that Madi Vidua and Daka are on this left-hand side. Now, this position, in my opinion, it looks like Iheanacho is going to go. So Daka will be put up with Vardy, and I think this is where you'll see Mavididi come in, because I keep looking at Mavididi as well. Mavididi will come in that position, both of them on that left-hand side. I thought we'd get a player that can play. Maybe he can play on the right as well. I'm not too sure. But again, the majority of his career, he's been playing on the left as a right-footed player. But we'll probably see him operating on this left-hand flank here, running, I think, coming over, hugging the touchline, but also coming inside and providing that second striker, as Mavididi has been doing so far as well. And again, I've taken these from Tactica, so I'll leave the thread below for the Tactica of the Northampton game. Really, really awesome analysis. And I don't want to take too many of his screenshots, because they're amazing work. But here as well, we can see when we've got the 3-2-4-1 formation. Again, Vardy up top. Mavididi pushes out, Mavididi, I keep saying the wrong name, will be pulling out to this right-hand side. And then so there'll be a 4 in attack. So you've got KDH, probably Pratt would be the other one, and Diddy playing this position. And you've got Castagna or Brighton and coming in. So this is where we're going to be attacking. And you'll probably see him come and try and join the attack. So that's reason why as well. And we're looking probably with the likes of Iheanacho coming out of the team. As much as I hate to say it, Iheanacho's probably coming out of the team. You've probably got somebody that's going to come in, as Mavididi has been doing, and playing as a number 2 alongside Jamie Vardy, providing the assist for the tap-in. But again, that kind of not Mahrez-esque player, but a player like Mahrez, where you could do the skill, get past the player, little ball across, and then finish off with as lethal finisher as Jamie Vardy is. So that's him. That's a pretty creative kind of player, quite a neat and tidy kind of player. He, with the kind of player at the moment that we are lacking in creativity. We don't, apart from Dennis Pratt and KDH, who's going to be the 2 attacking 8s. And on that right-hand side, we don't really have anybody in that position. So looking at that, I think Mavididi will do the job. I think will hopefully come in. And the only problem is he's not really trained with the squad. And I'd like to get this done earlier. But I think they were waiting on Harvey Barnes to be sold. Now that's done. We're trying to get him in. But we were over in Singapore, over in Asia at the moment. So, yeah, it's not the best situations. How do I feel about him overall? I still think there's the room to improve. 27 to 32 is where the peak of a player is. He's still got there. He's still got it. And I'd be interested to find out who recruited him, whether it was Glover or whether it was Maresca that looked at play and goes, I want him, I can improve him. Compared to a lot of other players that we've had, he is relatively, I wouldn't say old, but we normally find young up-and-coming talent. So Callum Doyle, 19 years old. Christensen, 19 years old when he joined. Mavididi's 25, which isn't a massive concern, but it's probably older than if you're going to ask me what kind of player would join and what kind of age, I'll probably say 20 to 23. So it is a little bit older. And we've got the experience in the squad. So we don't necessarily need a leader. And I don't think he's going to come in and do the leadership role, but we do need some creativity. At time, it really lacked in the Northampton game where we were going forward. Ndidi was doing some bits as well. Pratt was kind of in that position. I think he's still adapted to that position. KDH, the advanced rate 8 role works for him well, but I think because if you remember with having Harvey Barnes, KDH and Luke Thomas on that left-hand side, them three knew each other really well and how each other plays. My thing is with Mavididi, it's going to take time for him to adapt. That relationship needs to be built there as well. So having him in the squad, having him as part of the team, and creating a relationship, especially on that left-hand side with KDH, who prefers that left-hand channel, I think he'll get the best out of him. And all it needs at times when KDH is blocked in, a pass, and we just need that somebody to get a ball in, get past somebody, and then we start to really wane. It would be interesting what they do in Madi Vidua as well, because again, Madi Vidua's looked really strong in pre-season. It's competition versus him. My concern now is that they probably need somebody else in the right wing position, and all we've been linked to recently has been strikers, which I've been a little concerned about, because we can't have one. Well, we've got Mavididi in, then we've got Mark Albrighton. That's it in terms of, then Madi Vidua's kind of there as well, but he is still a young player. He's going to take time to bed into the squad as a young player. He's still a really good talent. But yeah, I'm not going to be down as, and there's been a lot of people that have been down about it. Considering we're in the Championship and we've spent some of the money, this is kind of the signing that we potentially kind of need. Is he going to light up the team? I hope so, but I don't think he's that kind of player. Because we've gone down to the Championship, we have to admit that we're not the kind of team that we used to be. But I'm still hoping that he's going to come in, give us that creativity that we need. I think a player that I compare him to, coming back to the Championship, was probably Lloyd Dyer. Not the biggest. I think he's 1.82 m, so he's relatively big. Not hugely big, but kind of Lloyd Dyer player, really good, knock it past a player, swing a ball in, come in from the outside, and then get it into Jamie Vardy, or it was David Nugent back then as well, and provide that role that he was a fan favourite. I'm hoping he can live up to those expectations, but you know what? There's always going to be comparisons between him and Mahrez, and I don't want him to ever feel that. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe. Hopefully you like these kind of analyses bring you together, and we'll see you all in the next video. So goodbye.